I am a man of standing," he whimpered. "I am a broker. Here is my card. This man is my cousin, but I cannot lie to shield him. I never saw him last night, and did not speak to him." Lerton got up and started for the door, and Sidney Prale did not make a move to stop him. "It appears that your story is full of flaws," the captain said. "A little of it is true, however. You did meet Jim Farland and talk to him in Madison Square, and remained for the length of time you said. Jim has told me that much. But he does not know where you went and what you did after leaving him. What we are interested in is what you did in the neighborhood of 11 o'clock last night. That is when Rufus Shepley was killed. And now we'll have in that new valet of yours." There was a snarl on Murk's face as he came into the room and sat down in the chair at the end of the desk. Murk did not like policemen and detectives, and did not care whether they knew of his dislike. He flashed a glance at Sidney Prale and then faced the captain. "Well, what is it?" he asked. "Tell us where and how you met Mr. Prale first, what happened, and bring the story right up to date," the captain commanded. "Well, I went down to the river to jump in," Murk said, as if stating a simple fact. "I was tired of fightin' to live and had decided to end it all. Mr. Prale grabbed me and hauled me back, and then he made me see that suicide was foolish. He offered me a job, and I agreed to take it. He was the first man who had treated me decent since I never mind that, get down to cases. Well, we walked up the street and got a taxicab and drove downtown, and Mr. Prale bought me some clothes." "What time was it when you met him?" "I guess it was about 10 o'clock. We bought the clothes, as I said, and then we went to a barber shop, and I got a haircut and a shave. After that we went to Mr. Prale's hotel and up to his rooms. We got to bed pretty quick." "What time did you reach the hotel?" "About midnight." "What happened after you went to bed?" "Went to sleep," said Murk. "Never mind the jokes," the captain rebuked sternly. "Well, I stayed awake about an hour or so, thinking how lucky I was, and then I went to sleep. I woke up early in the mornin' and got up and dressed. Mr. Prale got up later, and we ate breakfast in the suite. Then the cops came. One of them took Mr. Prale away, and he told me to stay in the rooms until sent for. The other cop rummaged around the rooms and then left." Prale bent forward. "There is one man who can speak the truth," he told the captain. "His story corresponds with the one I told you, doesn't it? And doesn't it show that I could not have murdered Rufus Shepley at 11 o'clock last night?" "The story is all right, and it certainly corresponds with yours," replied the captain. "Just a minute." He faced Murk again. "Who are you, and where did you come from?" he demanded. "I ain't anybody in particular. I've been hanging around town a couple of months doing odd jobs. Before that I was bumming around the country working whenever I got a chance." "You felt grateful to Mr. Prale for giving you a job and a home, didn't you?" "Sure," said Murk. "He talked to me decent, like I was a man instead of a dog." "Well, you don't seem to have much standing in the world," the captain said. "Your word, against that of several prominent citizens, does not carry much weight. You must see that. And there happens to be something else, too. I had the clothing merchant and the barber you mentioned look you over while you were in the other room. The clothing merchant says he sold some clothes a couple of days ago, the ones you are wearing now, but that he certainly did not sell them last night. And the barber swears that he never saw you before." "Why, the dirty liars!" Murk cried. "Did they say that?" Prale demanded. "They did," the captain replied. "And they said it in such a way that I believe them. Prale, your alibi is shot full of holes. You told the truth about meeting Jim Farland, and that much is in your favor. Aside from that, we have only the testimony of a tramp you said you picked up and gave a job. You had plenty of time to kill Rufus Shepley. You had ample time to concoct the story and get this man to learn it, so he could tell it and match yours. You are worth $1 million, and this man probably was ready to lie a little for a wad of money." "He tells the truth." "It's too thin, Prale. And don't forget the fountain pen that was found beside Shepley's body, either. As for you, Murk, or whatever your right name is, you are under suspicion yourself." "What's that?" Murk snarled. "You are under suspicion," I said. "You might have assisted at the murder, for all I know. I don't know when you met Mr. Prale, or where, but I do know that you got back to the hotel with Mr. Prale about midnight, an hour after the crime was committed." "You can't hang anything like that on me," Murk snarled. "All the cops in the world can't do it. I met Mr. Prale just like I said, and he bought me the clothes and took me to the barber shop, no matter what the store man and the barber say. It's a black lie they're tellin'. Mr. Prale is a gentleman." "That'll be enough," the captain exclaimed. "I'm going to allow you to go, Murk, but you are to remain in Mr. Prale's rooms and take care of his things. And you can bet that you'll be watched, too." "I don't care who watches me." "As for you, Mr. Prale, you'll have to go to a cell, I think. The evidence against you is such that I cannot turn you loose. You must realize that yourself." Prale realized it. His face was white and his hands were shaking. He looked across the room at Murk. "You go back to the hotel, Murk, and do as the captain says," he ordered. "I'll come out of this all right in time. There are a lot of things I cannot understand, but we'll solve the puzzle before we're done." "Ain't there anything I can do, sir?" Murk asked. "Perhaps, later. I'll engage a detective and a lawyer, and they may visit you at the hotel. I'll send you money by the lawyer. That's all now, Murk." Murk started to speak, then thought better of it and went from the room slowly, anger flushing his face. Sidney Prale faced the captain of detectives again. "No matter what you think, I am innocent, and know that my innocence can be proved," Prale said. "You are only doing your duty, of course. I want Jim Farland to attend to things for me. He is an old friend of mine, and he is an honest man. Will you send for him?" "He's waiting in the other room now," the captain said. "I'll let you have a conference with him before I order you into a cell." Chapter 9.